Hey, so hello everyone. As you know that NABARD Grade A 2024 Phase 2 exam is just around the corner. We are having just 20 days with us. That is why let us look at what are the most important topics. We will see 20 topics each from ESI as well as ARD, which are very important and expected in this year's exam. So directly we'll jump. We'll start with ESI, which are the topics you should prepare for. These topics are those topics I'm talking about majorly main topics. Subtopics I'll be telling you, you can remember or you can jot it down right now only. It's going to be very intense as well as very important session. So just concentrate. We'll break down overall which topics are important from MCQ point of view also as well as descriptive point of view also. Okay. So overall when we talk about ESI, so if you look at the overall topics which are asked in ESI as a subject, remember that some of the topics which we are talking about, these are little bit associated. Whatever topics I have given here, these are associated, but these are associated more to agriculture sector. So here even finance like topics are there, but these finance is nothing but the institutional credit availability near farmers. Okay, the credit lining or loan available to the farmers. This is all the topics which would be there. I'll discuss it in brief, don't worry. So overall when you look at the topics here, we'll first try to see what are the priority topics which are important, which are very important and which are high output based. So one thing to understand is that these are all the ESI topics. I hope that this is pretty visible to you. Okay, so understand that these green color topic which I'm talking about, so measurement of growth, poverty alleviation, employment generation, environmental issues, sustainable development, these are very important topics. Why very important? Because from these MCQs as well as descriptive part is asked. Second thing, now the yellow color topics are important but their relevance is really very high. So yellow color topics are important but their relevance is high. Now why relevance is high? Because here you will see the history of Indian economy or maybe overall the evolution of Indian economy, agricultural sector, other sectors such as industrial sector, service sector, labor policy. These either are asked in form of essays or either even direct questions. For example, in NABARD one essay has been asked related to tourism sector. So that is why this becomes very important. Then monetary policy becomes important. Okay, role of regulatory bodies like RBI. Then your BOP is a topic from which maybe a MCQ may be coming in the exam, not the descriptive part. And then comes very important or high output topics, that is which are having the overall benefit more. Okay, so effort to benefit ratio, here you will see that you will get more benefit out of it. First is international organizations or institutions. You will see that in NABARD always there is a high chance that a question will be asked from any of the international agriculture related organizations like FAO or maybe WTO or World Bank. So that is why this economic institutions, international economic institutions becomes very important. Second topic is demographic trend, multiculturalism, urbanization, migration, social justice. This also includes government schemes also. So can expect, for example, a question has been there in NABARD past year papers related to National Rural Livelihood Mission, which is associated with social justice. Then MG Narega, which is associated with social justice. Demographic trends are also there. For example, they may ask, one of the questions was that youths are not interested in agriculture. Okay, so what is the solution for this? So the essay was asked. So again, this is from the same topic, the demographic trends. Okay, so this is the overall priority. When you look at the topics which are important for ESI, I will say that urbanization and migration, but which is more associated with rural areas, try to do that. For example, your urban mission becomes very important. Okay, then your NRLM mission becomes very important. Such government schemes which are there related to urbanization, that also in rural areas becomes very important. Migration is a topic from which up till now a question is not there, but it may come because it is very closely woven around the agriculture and the overall community who is doing agriculture. Now from finance point of view, remember that in ESI some part of finance is there which is associated with agriculture also. It may be associated that how institutional credit capacity is very important for farmers. It may be that how the debt trap is there, the credit unavailability is there, the informal credit structure is still existing in rural areas. So what should be provided as solution? So that comes in your this finance part. Economic history of India, it is important. Then your monetary policy and reforms after 1991, very important. Here even agricultural reforms are there, that's why these topics are important. Social sectors in India, just do the government schemes, and later then poverty alleviation and employment generation, still it's a hardcore topic. A question may be asked. If not in descriptive question, it may be coming in essay questions also. Opening up of economy and balance of payment, very important. Priorities and recommendation of economic survey, budget, very important. From budget and economic survey, any descriptive question specifically will not come, but 2-marker question will definitely come. So it would be like they will give you a paragraph from budget and economic survey, and that paragraph will have 3 questions. Each question may be for 2 marks, or maybe 2 questions are for 2 marks, 1 question is for 1 mark. Okay, in this way the question will be asked. Demographic trend, and lastly sustainable development. These are all the topics which are associated with ESI. Their priority also I showed you. Lastly, I will conclude some of the important topics, how you can prepare them. First is government schemes and campaigns. Okay, you have to do it again, which are more associated with agriculture and rural development. Okay. Second, reports and indices. When we talk about reports and indices, what do we understand? Yes. So first thing to understand is there are certain reports for a particular year. For example, this year's agricultural census will become very important because it has happened in 2021. Okay. Similarly, livestock census is there. Similarly, latest procurement details are there. How much crops have been produced? Okay. Total horticultural crop production in the country. These such reports are very important if those are reports which are released in this particular year. Okay. So find out all the list of the reports and indices which are very important. Next, international and regional organizations also which are associated with mainly your agriculture and rural development. Do not miss the topics which are associated to WTO, World Bank, such international organizations. National and international current events are also very important. So question may be asked directly which is associated with agriculture. Now, how is the advanced technology like AI, drones, which are used in your agriculture? Definitely it could be asked. Apart from static, it is very important to know what current news is going on, or what is the awareness I should be having with respect to the subject. Then committees which we are talking about, yes, here there are various committees. You can even take example of MS Swaminathan committee which gave its recommendation for MSP, which again comes in the economic part. Okay. So this MSP which I am talking about, again now MS Swaminathan, he was last year obituary, becomes important. From that again green revolution becomes very important. Okay. So therefore do these topics very importantly. GDP forecast will and constitutional articles will definitely come in. If they come, they will come in MCQs only. No need to worry, they will not come in descriptive part. The static part which I already showed you here, make sure that you prioritize the static part well based on importance, relevance, and of course your benefit you are getting when you are completing that topic. Overall strategy when I am talking about, for reports and indices, just stick to budget, economic survey, PLFS, NFHS 5 survey, Aisha survey, SR survey, NEP, census, state of forest report, 15 finance commission. Even stick to government schemes and campaign. So you can do PIB analysis as Lakshmi ma'am does. Last 6 to 8 months PIB is already there on the channel. Complete it. Static schemes and landmark schemes are there. These are nothing but flagship schemes of Agricultural Ministry and NABARD. So if I ask you what is RIDF, Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, and with which corpus it started, you should be knowing it. It should be on your tip of the tongue. Next, schemes and playlist is available on YouTube, and revision sessions are also available. Practice MCQs also will be taken. So just stick to the overall timetable and be connected with Oliveboard regulatory bodies. That would be more than beneficial. From international organizations, when we are talking about, these organizations are very important, especially WTO, World Bank, IMF, OECD, even World Health Organization, WEF. These organizations are very important. Now, all these topics which we are talking related to ESI, again, as I tell you, the concepts should be clear from the static point of view. At the same time, prepare ESI topics in such a way that little bit tilt is there towards agriculture as a subject. For example, ESI में एक topic होता है which is called as different schemes or initiatives. In that, MSP will become important because MSP is specific economic, nothing but economic pricing thing only. So MSP falls under the topic or subject of ESI only, but it is very connected to agriculture. So such topics coming in exam are having more probability from the ESI subject. Second thing I'll tell you that understand well that whatever your topics are there in your static syllabus in ESI, try to every time connect it with agriculture and rural development. So for example, just look at it, service sector. Try to connect service sector with agriculture. How will you connect service sector with agriculture? Simple, food processing industry. To convert a primary product from agriculture to tertiary product, service sector or manufacturing sector. Try to connect your overall role of Indian banks with agriculture. So now you can talk about PACs, you can talk about regional rural banks, you can talk about NABARD, how these organizations are making different initiatives for instilling and strengthening the agrarian community. You understood what logic you have to do? Pick any of the chapter, any of the topic, just connect it with agriculture. Then you will get the perspective and it will definitely help you. I am telling you, nobody thinks like that, and that is why in descriptive, most of the people in ESI, they don't have extra points. There are various questions which were asked, right? There was one of the question also asked from ESI that social infrastructure is prerequisite for your overall development, or such type of question was there, right? Again, see, such type of ESI questions will be asked to you. One question was associated with the public distribution system. One question was associated with your, as I told you, MSP. So make sure that topics which are there or subjects are there, try to connect them with agriculture. That would be more than helpful. For ESI point of view, it is a core subject, but again, it is connected to agriculture. When we talk about agriculture and rural development, that is ARD, which we will discuss now, it is the core subject itself, which acts as the main pillar of NABARD. So what are the topics to look for? First is MSP stats and data before going to the exam. I bet you that they will ask one of the crop and the price of that crop in terms of MSP. Then don't tell that who is going to recite that much factually. This list of ARD topics which I am giving, it's a confirmed list which will give you 100% 30 plus marks out of 50. It's my guarantee. So that is why just stick to it. Even these topics which I am telling for ESI, here also chance is there that you will get 25 plus marks. But in ESI, one thing, why I am not committing 30 plus marks in ESI, it is because we don't know that which government schemes will be asked. I cannot tell you that PM Swanidhi will be in exam. I cannot tell you that Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana will be in your exam. I cannot tell you that Fasal Bima Yojana difficult question will be asked, or it will come in descriptive. No, I cannot tell that. So too much of government schemes and too much of current affairs PIB news available, it gives ESI little bit very dynamic in nature, whereas ARD is little bit static in nature. That's why here it is better to score. Terminologies of animal husbandry such as parturition, gestation, ovulation, very important. Types of farming also, if I ask you what is trap cropping, okay, what is lay farming, what if I ask you what is your silage crops, you should be knowing about such types of farming, types of cropping system and types of crops. Breeds, very, very important. Understand what is the name of the breed, which region it belongs to, what are the local names, what are characteristics, features, as well as what are the distinct traits of that particular breed. Then overall the capacity of the breed in terms of meat, in terms of eggs, in terms of milk, in terms of if that sheep or goat is there, then how much wool it is giving, what is the total weight of female and male. Then lastly, which diseases do occur in such breeds. So it's very simple to even cover all the breeds. Terminologies from horticulture are very important. What is degreening, what is stalking, what is curing, what is difference between your when we talk about pruning and your simple cutting, okay, what is the difference? Pruning, training, cutting, what is the difference? Diseases, very, very important. Two types of diseases. First, vector-borne diseases, and second, that is because of the vectors diseases are there, and second, it is because of your vitamin deficiency or any nutrient deficiency diseases. All this should be done. The first of the topics right now which I am talking about, these all topics are associated with the MCQs. Remember that multiple MCQs will come. Agricultural platforms also are very important, which are very latest and new for this particular year. Krishi Nivesh you can take example, ENAM you can take example. Census 2011 is also there, where facts of rural and agriculture are there. Rural population also we are talking about here, landholders, gross sown area, net irrigation area, micro irrigation area, irrigated area. These are the concepts which are very important, and you will get all the data from Census 2011. That means how much rural population is there according to Census 2011, how much landholders are there in the country. Then agricultural contribution, how much agriculture contributes today in 2024 for GVA, for GDP, how much agriculture and allied sector contributes, how much agriculture livestock sector contributes. You should have data with you. Agri-economics, when I'm talking about, NABARD has habit that out of the MCQs which NABARD is asking, one or other MCQ may turn out to be from agri-economics. It may be associated with depreciation or gross crop ratio or fixed cost. Which of the following is fixed cost? Which of the following is variable cost? Soil erosion terms are also very important. What is contour bunding? What is terrace farming? Species of horticultural crops and cereals. You should know the name. You should know if in tomato red color is there, why that red color is there. In pumpkin yellow color is there, why it is there. In your onion foul smell is there, why it is there. Which particular enzyme is there, because of that it is there. Agroclimatic zone you should be knowing about. What is the zone, which state it falls into, what are the features, characteristics, what is the overall climatic condition required, crops grown, everything you should know. Now we come towards little bit descriptive part. So first is farming systems. Any question on farming systems could be asked. Right now there is no question which has asked, but definitely you can go for. Scientific names will always come in exam. If two shifts are there, in each shift one question will be there. Deficiency diseases in horticulture, breeds of animal husbandry, characteristic features. There are certain concepts in animal husbandry also, such as artificial intelligence, crossbreeding, outcrossing. Direct descriptive question could be asked on them. Similarly, classification of fisheries, a question can come. Forestry classification, a question can come. Whatever types of forests are there, definitely on the descriptive question is there in NABARD. Water resources and generic measures of conservation of water, definitely descriptive question can come. Agricultural schemes and NABARD flagship programs, direct descriptive question could be asked. Terms and definitions, when we are talking about, they will ask you certain definitions and terms which you don't know about. Lastly, nodal agencies and institutions are there of agriculture NABARD. Make sure that you are knowing all the facts about them. Concept also could be asked which is associated with agricultural extension. For example, they may ask what is method demonstration. What is the difference between method demonstration and result demonstration? Ho gaye fir students confused. Pollination, they may ask what is pollination, what are different types of pollination, give examples. Descriptive question may be coming up. The one thing which I have observed in NABARD is that they always do not go in the technicalities of agriculture. They ask generic questions which are associated with agriculture. If they want to ask a technical question associated with agriculture, they make sure that that topic or that chapter is there in your 10th and 12th standard. For example, crossbreeding. Crossbreeding, they asked a technical question, but we know what breeding is there. What is breeding? It has been mentioned in our 10th and 12th standard books, isn't it? So crossbreeding you could have answered if you have generic sense. Similarly, they will not be asking depth about pollination, but what I told you, for example, this would be a good question in ARD. What is pollination? What are different types? Give examples. Okay? And also mention what are other vegetative propagation means for a plant to propagate. So sexual reproduction also they asked, and vegetative propagation also. Both these topics are there in ARD. Farming techniques, they may ask what is precision farming, what is the scope of precision farming in future, descriptive question. What is organic farming, and what are the recent challenges for organic farming and how we can overcome them. Okay, what are the biggest challenges horticulture is having in its post-harvest management. Reports and indices become very important. Crops individually will become important from climatic requirement, diseases, other details like the spacing between the crops, isolation distance between the crops. Okay, so these are all the topics. When we look at the static syllabus of the ARD, so NABARD flagship schemes, ARD reports, government schemes, agriculture stats, then introduction to agriculture, these are your first substantial important things which are associated and connected to NABARD as an organization. From introduction to agriculture to rural development and Panchayati Raj, this is the full syllabus, right? Of this syllabus, agronomy is very important, dryland agriculture is very important, cropping system is very important, animal husbandry, forestry, fishery, irrigation, soil sciences, horticulture, these are the topics you should definitely jump on and prepare first. Then you prepare the rest of the chapters. Next, ARD strategy is very simple. Prepare the important chapters first, which I have told you in this lecture. Stick to the syllabus only and please keep on going through previous year questions. Always remember for the overall questions which are asked in your ARD, remember that these questions which are asked, these will have your easy, moderate and difficult levels. Okay, so overall this was all associated with the strategy for ESI and ARD. Thank you very much. See you next time.